In the Tell 'em Steve Dave Town justice system, the ants are represented by two separate but equally important people. Troy, who investigates crimes, and Walt, who prosecutes the offenders. Or sometimes Gideon prosecutes the offenders and Troy wonders what he's doing there in the first place. These are their stories.
Clarence Darrow never fucking had a opening statement like that, man. He's like, I'm eating staples. You
should be stapling your stomach.
Tell 'em Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave, the trial of Brian Q. Quinn, where we will learn if he's going to remain a part of the show in the capacity that he's been in for the past, 6 years? Or will he be reduced down to...
minuscule minutes.
Substance. We might not know if he's here or not.
I don't know if I can speak out. My attorney, I don't know if he wants me to speak.
There's a gag order.
It hasn't begun yet. Once the court is in session, then everything you say can be held.
I'll hold
against
you in contempt for every possible reason.
This is probably the biggest day of my career today. In any career I've ever had. This is it.
And you've been on trial for things before. That racist incident, that statutory rape.
There's
been some other things that he escaped by the skin of his teeth, but I don't know.
Well, when you're found not guilty, buddy, you're found not guilty.
That's true.
What court in the land is like racist? like who put you on? I thought that was like just a court of public opinion.
Well, I mean, you set that fire, though.
Yeah, but again...
Well, it was a black guy's house, and it was to a cross.
You gotta stop. I don't know what is going on with you lately and these jokes, but it's not gonna help your career. It's certainly not gonna help mine. Simmy's over there sweating. Knock it off. Come on.
You sweat more than me in this fucking robe I never should have bought.
You went all out, man. You brought a gavel.
I know, I bought this gavel.
It's like a classic... What is that, an antique?
Dude, this was owned by some guy... What the fuck, man? My glasses got stuck underneath the poker table.
Oh, God.
This was owned by Frank Smith, 1927 to 1928. I mean, I guess he either died or wasn't a very good president, of the West Hartford Town Council in Connecticut.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. Somebody's door was unlocked.
So wait. That gavel has more providence than the skull does.
Possibly.
Can I respond?
Yes. It hasn't begun. Your court is not in session, Q.
Spell Providence.
Province.
Is that right? I need a ruling on that.
I don't think that's
Isn't there a D in there?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Providence. We're talking about Providence. Which is
We're not talking about we're not talking about
Q,
where.
Please. I'm going to say, if you don't know the definition or the pronunciation, you shouldn't offer it up to just be made.
So you're saying you're throwing yourself on the mercy of the court because that's every fucking episode of Tell 'em Steve Dave.
last thing to be stricken from the record.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, so we got to get going to see if Quinn's going to stay on this show or not.
Hey, but we got
I
a
hope
room.
so.
But we have a room full of people that if you are have to have a major reduced role.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the room that could step in and fill, the spot,
Oof, well, that's going to affect. Then they got self-serving interests then.
That's every courtroom does. That's just reality. I
need a fair trial, bro. I need a fair trial.
I see Simmy wringing his hands in anticipation. Maybe he could be the new Q. All right, so let's get going. What is today's case?
Today's case is the Reddit trolls versus Brian Quinn.
Is the prosecution ready?
Yes.
The fuck off the phone.
Yeah, turn your phone off. Unless you got notes on it.
I know. He doesn't. Is the defense ready?
Never been more ready.
All right.
Yeah, we looked at each other eye to eye like that. Yeah, I know that I know you've put a lot of faith in me. I'm not going to let you down.
That's it, bro.
As a judge, I was very impressed with that.
Yeah.
Right away.
I want to. You see, a lot of this is audio, so the Reddit jury cannot see how we just look at each other right now.
Gave a little slight nod to each other.
Yeah.
Ready to do this.
Very confident.
Yes.
This other guy fumbling with his phone.
He's got a lot of papers over there.
Okay, so this trial is about a couple things, it would appear. The most prominent being, does Brian Quinn know funny? The next being, is Brian Quinn relatable? The third being, what was the third again?
Were the comments left, the mean comments on Reddit, warranted?
Right. Well, I guess that's not what he's on trial for. That's what we're going to decide.
That's what a trial is, isn't it?
Right, but that's not. Yeah, but that will be the decision in the end if they're warranted or not.
Can we make a motion to see if the judge is?
Yes, the judge is on pills, so you don't even need to file a motion.
He's still being
This tests the judge.
But I was handed earlier, just before we started, there's a plea agreement that the prosecution submitted, Q.
Oh, really?
And Walt, yes.
The offer.
Plea offer.
All right.
You are facing 10% of your former participation, which means you would only appear on one of every 10 Tell 'em Steve Daves.
Oh, it's not. I could be on every episode, but only a 10% capacity.
That's too hard to measure, so we decided that
One in 10.
Right,
Yeah.
that would be easier for us to do the math.
Okay, all
Who
right.
do we look like, Ming Chen over here?
Hey guys.
So the offer is 60%. Get him. He would like to be on 6 out of every 10 shows.
So wait, so if he's saying right now, we could end it right here, right now. Mm-hmm. If Q agrees to put in an Alford plea, saying that he agrees that the comments were warranted, he doesn't know funny, and he is not relatable, and he could come 6 out of every 10 episodes. Is that what's on the table here?
That's what you guys submitted, yes.
Oh, no, that would be the prosecution.
No, he's gonna come back with something, right?
No, the prosecution
that
put
was the
that.
prosecution's offer.
Holy shit, this judge is
defense accepted.
fucking...
Well, then why did I write down that you guys are coming back with 30%?
We're not coming... No, he's offering us... We could be...
Oh, you have to counter.
Well, or we either accept or we say, no, we'd like to proceed for
Well, no,
trial.
they can counter, right, Troy?
Well, this is supposed to be worked out before they even come to the judge.
No, they're trying to blame me. They're trying to blame me.
Earlier today, he didn't know which. He didn't know
When
which
do we
side
hit
went
mistrial?
first.
At what point do we hit mistrial?
I think the moment we hit play, we hit record.
No,
it was a mistrial.
The defense
How about a 10-minute
work
recess?
out a plea, and if they land on an agreement, the prosecution tells the judge that this is the plea deal on the table.
All right, and you guys didn't work that out.
Well, what's the offer? There's
Well,
a
what's the
potential.
offer, Get him.
Prosecution offering.
60% and
what?
nobody gave it to me.
It's your deal.
60%. Rather than if you lose, you could go down
6
to
out of every 10. You could go down to 10.
10%.
But
God.
you also have to say that you don't know funny.
Yeah, you have to admit all
They
those
were-
things.
Oh, so I'm
All
guilty.
warranted.
I throw my. I go get. I plead
What was it,
guilty.
Troy? Nolo contendere? Was that
Nolo
it? That's the Latin say.
You're pleading guilty for a lighter sentence than what you could be facing.
An Alford plea, right? He would say that he could say that he is saying those things, but he's not really admitting it, right?
Right. He's
You could do the Alford.
You're like the West Memphis 3 over here.
Right.
But you just didn't kill any
accepting
kids.
You just didn't hog tie a boy.
Well, I'm not on.
Eat his
I'm not
genitals.
on. I'm not on trial for that.
Yeah, he could have done it on the way here.
Oh
Who knows?
boy.
What do you think, Q? I say that's a pretty good deal.
What?
Only 40% less Q. A lot of people are calling for more than that. A lot of people would look at Get him as like going light, like a slap on the wrist, I think.
No. Well, I got all the faith in you, Walt.
You want to go proceed to trial?
Proceed to trial,
All right.
please, please.
Going forward with the trial, then.
All right, it's thrown out. This plea bargain, this very convoluted plea
Can that be
bargain.
taken at any time or only now? I have to take
Right
it.
before they render the verdict.
Yeah. Can I see how this goes before we throw that out the window?
No, we're going to go full steam ahead. We are going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that BQ knows funny, is relatable, and the Reddits are assholes.
Yeah, it was unwarranted. Well, come on now. We got to keep it clean in the courtroom.
Some decorum.
So, Walt, I guess this is your opening statement.
Prosecution goes first.
It says right. You told me.
Doesn't the prosecution go first?
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Now Your Honor knows how the
So fucking go, get him.
We went to dinner. We went to dinner and went over this hours.
Nobody's been to court?
I was on pills.
You've been in
We're
court.
having a mock trial about what people said about Q on a Reddit board. We're not really striving for authenticity.
I know, he gets pissed at me. Because I'm like, who goes first?
Now, also explain,
And it's
Troy,
anti-gavel.
before we begin, like who's the prosecution, who's the defense, and what Troy's role will be.
Yes, sir. I didn't know I worked for a fucking uppity barrister over here.
If you don't
In my world.
you're painting a picture for people who aren't here. And some who may never have listened to Tell 'em Steve Dave before. They may think
This could be their first
because
episode.
they hear the hoopla surrounding this. They might want to hear maybe BQ really was on trial
Where'd
for
you
something.
guys go to dinner?
Lone Star.
Yeah. Maybe because you picked the loudest fucking restaurant in the county, I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
Over the people singing happy birthday.
People are
There's
dancing.
literally 10 birthdays.
You've never seen so many fucking birthdays in your life at this place. Every 2 seconds, and they got to dance and sing, and plus they got the music, and the ceilings are real high, so everything's reverberating. And I'm like, I'm gonna go out of my fucking mind here. I get one thing wrong. This guy's on my ass. One thing. All right. So Walt, you're the defense. You'll be defending Q today against these allegations. Get him. You seem
Yes, sir.
to believe that
Your
they
Honor.
are founded, which is why you leapt at the chance to prosecute him.
Yes.
Okay.
Being a member of that said Reddit board.
Right. You are a member of the Reddit board. Is that a conflict of interest, Troy?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you guys. We're asking the expert.
Does it matter at this point? Do we have somebody on deck to be the prosecutor?
I guess not. Yeah.
No, it's not a conflict.
Okay.
Wait, but the Reddit board, are they split down the middle on their opinions? Or
Didn't seem that way.
Not according to the defendant.
But Troy is going to be acting, since he is, out of all of TSD Town's
Speaking of
alumni,
conflict.
he will be acting as almost like an automatic quarterback of sorts.
Well, he's the only police officer in all of Tell 'em Steve Dave Town, so he has to help.
Well, he's
Both
been in
sides.
he's been in a lot of courtrooms. We thought he would be best put to use as acting as co-counsel for when it's Giddim's turn to go, and he'll also come to my side when it's the defense's turn to go. Utilizing him as the best we can, so we would get the most authentic courtroom action for the listeners.
Yeah, this
Right.
all feels very familiar.
You've never been asked to go
To
To
referee.
be on a podcast for a mock trial.
No, when you're called in to testify in a real courtroom, you
Yes.
haven't been but you don't help.
So I don't bounce between the defense and the attorney. No,
Not usually.
hasn't come up yet.
Now,
It may though, right? At some point.
Could be. I mean,
Right.
the only reason it happened yet was fucking Obama. Trump's going to change that now. All the laws are going to change. Like Chris says, it's end times.
Now, will it? Does it affect Troy's credibility that he snuck into the evidence room and stole the matches that had Q's DNA on them that he used to light that cross up that we mentioned earlier? Okay.
All right. So prosecution opens. Then it's my opening. Then Gidim will call his witnesses. Okay.
You're the prosecution, right? Okay. No, I'm just kidding around.
Hello, Your Honor. Today
So-
it's my...
Wait, when do I do this, Troy? When do I? Is that just when people are like
maintain
rowdy and
order,
shit?
yeah.
The gavel.
All right.
Your Honor, the onerous duty has fallen to my fortune to present to you, imperfectly as it will probably be, to sustain the cause of Reddit against Brian Quinn. The high station of the accused, the novelty of the proceeding, the gravity of the business, the possible momentous result of the issues, each and all must plead to me to claim your attention for as long a time as your patience may endure. Now, for the first time in the history of TESD, has the swarm brought before its highest tribunal its chief funny man for trial and possible deposition from office upon charges of not knowing what funny is or being relatable. Through witness testimony, statements, and even his own words, I will prove to you, whom Mr. Quinn refers to as chumps and suckers, that he doesn't know his funny bone from his tailbone.
It's powerful.
Boy,
Okay. Now the defense
Clarence
would have-
Darrow never fucking had a opening statement like that, man.
So now the defense
Wasn't
will.
as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, really? You didn't think that was a...
Well, I can understand what he was meant. That's it's usually...
Call me a mushmouth?
All right, so now the defense will read its opening statement,
Yes,
Q.
thank you.
I don't know if I didn't go over it with you, so...
No,
hopefully
you
you're all right.
didn't. I'm happy with whatever you do.
May it please the court.
It does.
Good evening. Brian Quinn doesn't know funny. Brian Quinn has in recent years become unlikable. Brian Quinn has become a veritable stranger to Mr. and Mrs. John Q. Average Citizen.
Signed, Mrs. Quinn. That's a letter. That's not your opening statement.
Can I bang that gavel?
Brian Quinn should be removed from Tell 'em Steve Dave, which incidentally in 2010 won both People's Choice and Best Comedy in the Podcast Awards.
Nice.
These are some of the statements made in regard to my client, Brian Q. Quinn, on a website known as quote-unquote Reddit.
If there is such a thing.
Statements made under a veil of secrecy, a security blanket of anonymity. I haven't messed up a word yet.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
This is how serious I'm taking this shit.
I love it, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Reddit jury, I intend to demonstrate that these hateful comments found on the Reddit TSD Cares thread regarding my client are both patently false as well as libelous. We're going to hear apoplectic. Oh, fuck. I knew I was going to be able to do it.
Apoplectic?
Apoplectic.
Apoplectic?
There you go, Simi. Thank you.
Testimonials regarding Mr. Quinn, all of which not only will I prove beyond
Spell it, Timmy!
all of which not only will I prove beyond a reasonable doubt are completely unfounded, but have been made by a small yet quite vocal segment of the TSD audience. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, they are an angry segment, they are a bitter segment, and most of all, they are an entitled segment.
Oh, this is passionate, man.
What angers these people about my clients so much that they would turn like a pack of feral swine on a person they claim that they enjoy listening to? What sins could my client possibly have committed that would incite these listeners to take the information superhighway to besmirch the reputation of a man whose only aim is to entertain and spread joy?
Preach on.
What ethos could be responsible for the aforementioned entitled Reddit posters to virtually molest my client as if he weren't a human being, but some woeful donkey being subjected to disagreeable acts in a sexual show typically associated with a place south of the border? After hundreds of hours of exhaustive research, I found a few blunders my client, Mr. Quinn, made, which are as follows. Number one, he made a few lame tax jokes that didn't quite land. He fervently claimed to support Hillary Clinton for president in a long con joke that honestly never quite paid off. He enthusiastically reported being bestowed the honor of colonel, expecting congratulations and yucks, only been met with scorn and doubt. Number four, after falling short on nearly every episode of Tell 'em Steve Dave Overkill, a slight embellishment regarding the Prussian kissing skull sent some of the haters into a virtual blood frenzy, all because Brian Quinn desperately wanted to bring something compelling to the table for one time on Overkill. And last, Skeletos. That's it. That is what infinitesimal, but somehow meaningful cross-section of the Reddit entitled Calling for Mr. Quinn's Dismissal from Tell 'em Steve Dave. That didn't sound right, but we're moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no mulligans on the links of the angry and entitled. There are no scraps in their scrapbook. Every joke must land. Every bit undiluted perfection. Every opinion delivered sans controversy or a hint of free thought. Otherwise, one will hear just how unfunny, unlikable, unrelatable, and in most extreme cases, unfuckable, one really is. There's a well-known adage, the past is the past. And no one group adheres to those words more than the entitled. Countless hours of laughs and entertainment, yesterday's news. Asking for nothing in return for free content, So what? Should your mindset conflict with the strongly held convictions of the entitled? Well, be at the ready with your most practiced bray, because you're heading for one hell of a donkey show that very few have the moxie to endure, let alone survive. My client attempted to curry favor with those who would blacken his reputation and very sadly believed he was successful in earning just a taste of goodwill. He later admitted he was wrong. But was he? Tonight, through testimony, eyewitness accounts, character witnesses, and submission of irrefutable evidence, I will prove that he was not wrong. That the faceless keyboard cowards who lurk in the phantasmic glow of their computer screens, who haunt the Reddit boards like so many specters of hostility and negativism, you know what I'm saying, are in fact the ones who are wrong. Example after example of his superior knowledge regarding the subject of funny shall not only be offered, but verified and true. The comedic expertise coupled with the use of his razor-sharp humor not only makes Mr. Quinn the funniest member on both his podcast and television show, but also ranks him amongst the most beloved funny men in history. The defense will make the case that my client stands shoulder to shoulder with comedy legends such as Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, W.C. Fields, Red Buttons, Shecky Green, Joey Bishop, Maury Amsterdam, Buddy Hackett, Larry Storch, and finally Soupy Sales. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please keep in mind that this trial is not about whether or not my client is likable. This is not about Mr. Quinn's incessant attention-seeking by the way of hobnobbing with his celebrity betters, or the cringeworthy desperation in his shameless attempts to receive free goods and services because he's a celebrity. These things are irrelevant and should be stricken from your mind. You need only concern yourself with one question. Is Brian Quinn funny? Judging by the goofy look on the prosecution's face, I think everyone except him already knows the answer. Thank you.
Wow.
What do you think?
I'm so glad.
I'm
so glad I didn't accept that plea deal. Oh my God.
Beautiful, impassioned. I mean, I'm ready to roll right now.
Wow.
All right.
Walter. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. All right.
You wanted to give up? You want to call a mistrial? You want to, what's it called when you pull back the charges?
Oh, dismiss it?
Yeah, you want to dismiss it?
No.
I don't think you can. Only I can. I'm the asshole, though. All right, Seiji, we got to take a break in the action. The prosecution, Gidim and Walt, the defense, just gave their opening statements against BQ Quinn and for BQ Quinn to see if he gets to stay on the podcast. We got to whisper, though. Otherwise, the judge is a real jerk. He might try tossing us out of the courtroom. I think a misplay on BQ Quinn's part. He wore a beautiful movement watch. And everybody's going to think he's rich. That's one of the things. He's out of touch with the common man. But here's the good thing about movement watches is that they look expensive, but they're not. They start at just $95. They figured out that by selling online, they were able to cut out the middleman. Classic designs, 500,000 watches sold in over 160 countries. That's a lot of countries, buddy. Do you have a movement watch?
No.
Guilty of not having a watch. Anyway, 15% off today with free shipping and free returns. Go to movementwatches.com/TESD and you're going to get a sweet looking watch. It'll make you look rich, just like Quinn. You saw Quinn in the courtroom, right? He's gorgeous.
Yes.
Wow, you're full of energy today, aren't you?
I'm not being energy.
You have brain energy? Well, start using it, God damn it. mvmtwatches.com/TESD.
All right, so I'm sure everyone's just mentally and physically exhausted after listening to such daunting testimony. So if I have just an announcement. If you want to relax with a little bit less stressful Tell 'em Steve Dave, we've recorded a special charity episode for a friend of Q's whose son has some ear issues, and he's going in for something called a cochlear implant, and we recorded a charity album for him called the Cochlear album. That's COCHLEAR. And if you go to tesdimplants.bandcamp.com, you'll be able to pick up that episode and help a little kid maybe hear again, or for the first time, actually. And it'd be nice if, I envision, how like in the movies or a television show, when someone sees for the first time, they unwrap the bandages, and it's this wonderful moment. Maybe they'll put a little bit of earbuds in this little baby's ears, and maybe the first thing he'll hear is me laughing. Wouldn't that be something beautiful? So go to tesdimplants.bandcamp.com. Let's see if we can. I know we're going to be able to. I mean, you guys are amazing. You've never failed to not come through. So the Cochlear album. It's for a good cause. Thanks. All right. So now it's up to the prosecution to call your first witness.
All right. For our witnesses, we're going to be calling Reddit users, and through use of testimony that they have provided to the court.
Reddit users, please step forward. You can place your hand just anywhere near the Bible. I can't have you bursting into flames, burning down our beautiful comic courtroom. Do you anonymous venom-filled sorry sons of bitches solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Get 'em, we'll be reading 50 pages of fucking testimony now.
Yeah, it's going to be about 3.
Okay.
And my co-counsel will read some others.
It's actually inadmissible as hearsay, but whatever.
What was that?
It's hearsay, but whatever.
Well, they emailed it to me.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Email doesn't count in court.
You'd have to subpoena.
You're on my side right now.
It's fine.
It's okay. He's able to go back and forth. Once whatever he tells me, then he could diffuse it with you. Okay. That's what he's here for, to offer his opinion.
Quit fucking smiling, dopey. Just be quiet.
So these really wouldn't be admissible in a real court?
Something written on a piece of paper, be like, here it is. I mean, what the fuck else do I need?
All right.
There's no name, but this witness says he saw him do it, so.
Are there stupid questions? Because a lot of people listening today maybe never been to quorum. They don't know. We're also teaching in this moment rather than just entertaining.
No, I'm in agreement with you.
Okay.
I think Troy's being a buzzkill.
All right, Reddit user number 1. We're using pseudonyms to protect the innocent. As to Brian Quinn, number 1, no surprise here, taxes. While it's understandable why he's so upset, Q comes off as ungrateful for what he has. He's only being taxed so much because he makes so much. While I understand where he's coming from, 50% is a lot to take out. He's complaining about making at least $410,000 a year. By openly saying how much he's being taxed, he is inadvertently telling the audience he has at least taken home $205,000 a year. Being a single bachelor, that is no small amount worth complaining about. According to a New York business and finance website, the average household income is $71,000 on Staten Island. It's hard to get behind someone who is so upset that they are taking home more than 4 times the amount of the average homeowner in his area.
Wait, no. If it was 71,000, 4 times that would be 280,000, and they said they think he makes.
I'm just reading what the witness provided.
Yeah, so why are we giving any weight? This guy's a retard.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You're helping my side right now.
Forget him.
All right, Troy.
I mean,
That's a household income. It's not single income.
Come on.
Right.
You can't.
I haven't heard anything that is objectionable yet.
You can't.
You make a lot of money, bro. That's
Me neither.
That was way below what you make, right?
yeah, but my point is this. This is America. This is America. And this guy, this Reddit character who just wrote in, I say this, if we were in a movie and we had a shop, right? And somebody came to your door and was like, I want 50% of what you make.
So it's
or
the
you're
mob?
Gone. They would be the bad guys.
Yeah.
But because it's the fucking U.S. government, I'm supposed to smile and skip
Objection,
to the
Your Honor. This is the
right.
prosecution's
You'll
case
have
right
a
now.
chance to.
Yeah.
If you
Fuck
agree
outta
to
here.
take the stand, you can make that. You can make that point.
Okay. All right.
He asked the defense to handle his client.
Fighting for all of us.
You got to object.
All right.
You should be objecting.
I did
right
object.
He banged the.
Did you bang the gavel? That little measly gavel. You can't even hear it.
All right. I'm sorry. He's on.
Originally we had a Hannibal Lecter mask for Q, but we had to put it on get him because he was eating everyone's dinner.
All right.
Charge 2. Q is untruthful.
A liar.
TESD used to pride itself on the fact that everyone was open and honest about what was talked about on the show. Over the past year or so, though, Q is really the only one to stop being as honest with the listeners. He constantly makes stuff up and attempts to deceive the listeners as part of a quote-unquote joke. If the joke is to humor Walt and Bry, I hope it's working because, at least speaking for myself, I generally don't enjoy them. Here are some examples of what I'm talking about.
Wow.
A. Hillary for president.
You asked for this.
As we found out by now, and most of us already knew, Q never really wanted Hillary to win. The fact that he put on
I
an
voted
act...
for Hillary.
Objection, Your Honor. The fact that he put on an act was relatively annoying. Even though we, the listeners, knew it was shallow, we had no idea why he was doing it. Number 2, the waitress.
You'll get your chance. Don't worry.
We're gonna shoot these down.
All right.
Just think of that opening statement. The eloquence.
I'm just
Shocking. You're worried, getting all worked up for nothing.
all right.
The waitress. Hearing the story about the waitress and how Q mistreated her was disappointing. But in the story, anyway, he was a bit tipsy and honestly something I could see Q doing if only he was drunk. Finding out afterwards that the whole story was made up and Q was just acting like he did as a joke is just another example of him deceiving the audience.
I agree.
This wasn't really a big deal, but again, an instance of Q deceiving the audience for the sake of a quote-unquote joke.
A lot of quotes in this.
A lot of
Well,
quotes.
especially when we're using the word humor.
Do lawyers use the quote-unquote a lot?
Yeah, this is just like court.
Okay.
A lot
And
of
the
laughing, a lot of the judge sweating his ass off.
The defendant always just chiming in for minutes at a time.
Like this bullshit.
And the last part of being untruthful, the get him back and forth. Hearing how much he loves Get him and then hearing how he never wants to see him again on the show again. There is a constant back and forth with whether he likes Get him or not. Just be honest. Which is it? If you like him, don't lead us on to think you really don't by saying stuff like
That's
you
from
never
Get
want
Him,
to
isn't
see
it?
him
Is this the Reddit user? Or is this
It still is a Reddit user, yes.
Reddit user, get him, Steve Dave.
If you don't like him, stop saying you do.
Yeah. I find you lead a lot of people on thinking, oh, does he like Get him? Does he not like Get him? Like, what am I supposed to think
Well,
here?
all right.
We'll address it.
He just asked me a question. The judge just asked me a direct question.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead.
Overruled.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, they want me to be honest.
Sidebar.
But then if the taxes bother me, I can't talk about that. That's too honest. And like, and then my feelings about Get him is complicated. I love the guy, but some weeks I can't fucking stand him.
You're too real.
I'm too real.
You keep it too real.
I'm too real.
All right. The third charge, unrelatable. This one is unfortunate because Q has no real control over it. Sadly, as mentioned on the show, Q has grown his ant wings and flown out of the nest. This one doesn't make people hate Q, but rather separates him from Brian Walt, which can make him less likable than the other two.
It's an anthill, not a nest.
And
I
finally,
agree. Why don't you give some of your earnings to me and Walt? And that way it could be like an egalitarian podcast.
Do you know how much money I could be making?
$410,000. I already heard.
4 times what a Staten Islander normally earns in a household. And the last accusation from this witness, whining and moaning about a few cunts on Reddit. Holy Christ, man. Have some self-respect. At this rate, you are going to win Pusshole of the Week every week for the next decade. You already look like Rosie O'Donnell, and now you are acting like bitch? Just get the sex change and be done with it.
No, it has to be said.
This is the fucking internet. Have you heard of it? It has people that will say bad shit about you even though they only just learned your name 2 seconds ago. Guess what? You go looking on the internet for things to get angry, depressed, disgusted, horny, you're going to find it.
Really?
It's the internet, bitch. It is mostly anonymous cesspit. It is the mostly anonymous cesspit of human expression, which should have come to no surprise to anyone who has paid attention to how humanity behaves, even badly. Why do you care? Why do you waste our time with this endless moaning about what some fucktards on some irrelevant social media site said? Are you that pathetic? Are you that desperate for confirmation? Are you that desperate for a reason to hate yourself? Sack your fucking therapist and hire a good one. They are not working.
Oof. Harsh indictments.
Wow.
They're all get 'em.
Wow.
Now your co-counsel will read the last of the Reddit
The last?
witness.
Oh, I got to hear
you have
from
more?
Troy's mouth?
Okay. I thought that was
This is going to sound real fucking official, not like him, like stumbling. and
Man,
shit.
I don't know if I could stand hearing it from Troy.
You gotta.
Hey, man, you got to face the music, man.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to jail.
I mean, We could have had this trial in what's it, absentia?
In absentia, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'm
We're
sorry.
10 minutes late. We almost found you guilty and all went home.
From a long-time listener, I've begun to become tired of Q, primarily the arrogant character that I assume he has taken on. I have listened to older episodes and really enjoyed his contributions and thought he was a genuine guy and was hilarious when he was in the crosshairs. Recent contributions that would have fell flat, like the Colonel and the taxes bits, only didn't because of the roasting that ensued. Where I usually listen to episodes
roasted for the Colonel things. You guys supported me.
Did we?
I don't recall that.
Yeah. I thought we saved you. We saw you floundering, going down with a 3 count.
I'm in one. Colonel thing wasn't a joke. I don't know why everybody keeps saying it is.
Where I usually listen to episodes multiple times, I've begun to drop episodes after a single listen if the arrogant braggart Q was present.
Science Stacey Patella.
This part's highlighted. Interestingly as well, I've begun to enjoy Giddim's presence. You fucking highlighted this. I've begun to enjoy Giddim's presence much more, probably due to the contrast. The last episode was far more enjoyable with Q not playing the arrogant character.
We don't know what episode that was, though. Now there's one more?
Oh, there's 2
Gidim
more.
has one,
Are you
and
ready
Troy
to use
has
number
one.
3?
Wow.
Q has not been on the top of his game lately. My number one complaint is the way Q handles himself during games, especially when he is losing. Walt and others clearly put a ton of work into the TESD games, and it seems like Q rolls in and takes a huge dump on their work.
This is going to be my hardest thing to.
Whenever a ruling goes against Q,
Is others in quote?
whenever a ruling goes against Q, he acts like a pouty pusshole and can ruin the enjoyment of the whole game. He usually bitches about stuff until Walt gives in and Q gets his way.
Oh, I've seen it a million times.
And the whole Colonel bit and the tax talk, we get it. You pay a ton of taxes too, and it sucks. But did he have to focus on it for months? The Colonel and Skull bits just fell flat and weren't funny.
Neither was meant to be funny. Like, I don't understand. That's like saying fucking Sophie's Choice fell flat because it wasn't funny.
The question.
It wasn't meant to be funny.
This by the man who's trying to say he knows what funny is.
That's the crux of the matter, Q.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the trial. Do you know funny?
Okay.
So are you agreeing with Reddit trolls?
Yeah, like
Yes, it
you're
seems
setting
like he
up.
was.
You're setting us up to say that.
No, wasn't
Can we have the
trying
recorder
to
read that
be
back?
funny.
You want that Alfred play?
Reddit news number 5.
Of 500.
Q needs to stop complaining every time someone says something weird to Stacy.
Sorry, Crystal Dog.
She's like, she's going to suck my dick, and I'm going to wipe it off with an accused cat.
Boom.
Boom, roasted.
She's not a delicate snowflake. She already knows the flavor of the show. She gonna leave that one hanging there? It's as if if it's that much of a problem, why have her there? But it can't be any worse than his constant leching and slobbering all over her and any other female that they have on the show.
And we do have a lot of females on the show.
Q also needs to lay off sucking Walt's penis.
Never.
All he does is fawn and agree with everything Walt says. Whenever Walt says something dumb, Q is on the verge of orgasm. But if Gidim says something funny, he goes into a jealous rage.
Are you taking notes? Because I can refute all this.
We will.
Because this motherfucker said that I bother you until you fucking give me what I want. This guy's saying I'm sucking your knob. He's not even presenting a united front.
Wait, it's not our turn to go yet.
I'm sorry.
Also, someone needs to remind Walt that TESD is not just his show, it's Brian Q's too.
Yeah.
If a person sends something addressed to TESD, it's also for Brian Q, parentheses, unless it's actually stated that it's only for Walt.
I'm glad that guy made that clarification.
Here's another part.
He's telling us what mail is, what is I can open, what I can't.
Right.
Good.
Even though it's addressed to the stash.
Yeah.
This part's also highlighted. Also, Bry's constant Gidim bashing is getting stale.
Ooh, the judge called into question your character.
When he is used to pick on Ming, it got very boring very quickly.
Did it?
Really? Not to me.
Not to me either.
I know funny. It wasn't.
Not to me either.
If anyone is weird on the show, it's Walt. But Brian Q are terrified to criticize Walt, so instead they just pick on Get Him. Did you write this?
No, this really came from a real asshole. It's obvious.
Hey,
Quote unquote asshole.
Quote unquote, a real asshole wrote this. Are you done?
It's a parade.
I just have one more.
The Reddit testimonies are done.
Yes, Reddit testimonies are done. I have just one more piece of evidence to submit.
How would you phrase that, Troy? Enter into evidence.
Well, did he disclose it to you beforehand?
He did.
No coherency.
So he just wants to introduce another piece of evidence.
What would he say? How would he present it to
He just wants to introduce another piece of evidence.
Coherence?
You're right. I apologize to the court.
What was the lack of coherence? What do you mean?
Each one contradicted each other. I'm sucking your dick. I'm bullying you until I don't tell the truth, but then I complain about things in my life and people don't like it.
No, one was about
Every
games, one was
single
about
one.
something else.
Well, I mean, we'll address each one.
That's good for your case.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play for the final piece of my testimony, or evidence that I'm going to present, the words of the defendant himself.
Person after person after person going to be like, you're going to be a celebrity. Like, you're big. You're going to be so big.
Confidence doesn't matter in women. No, a hot ass.
Bodysuit.
Yeah, like a hot ass. Yeah, nice set of tits.
Yeah, last night was the True TV upfronts. But Maroon 5 played it. They hired Maroon 5 to play.
Girls can't keep their mouths shut.
I hate to bring up yet another celebrity friend that I have.
So now Maroon 5's playing. Literally, my chest is touching the stage. Adam Levine's ball sack's like 2 feet from me.
But it's just like, not only it's like you make more money, so you're going to pay more money, we're also going to tax you at a higher rate. And so, like, it's like they set the game against you. If you want to buy a house over $1 million in New York State or New York City, there is it's like 2.89% mansion tax. I got to hang out with the Zucker brothers. You know who the Zucker brothers are, of course? Sexual is just like, bro, you want my penis in your mouth while you staring at my penis? Well, the Lamb of God guys were great, as always. Like, went backstage, hung out with them, said hello and stuff like that.
Lamb of God.
Tell us what it was like to sell out Radio City 3 nights in a row.
It's a lot of friends and family asking for tickets. Who the fuck are you? So it's like, what the hell is that for?
Your Maroon 5 show. We had free tickets on Friday night.
Well, that's typical of the Orientals, right?
You stupid fucking shit.
So I'll never vote Democratic again. It's over. I don't understand how much people like stand for this. Wow.
There it is. If there's any better example of how unrelatable he is, I don't know what it is.
A bunch of things taken out of context?
And even then, as judge, I got to say, so live was pretty funny.
Right? I heard a lot of laughing at these comments.
I would like to permission for a short recess. I didn't realize I could compile a highlight reel. Mm-hmm. And if I did, I'd like to take this moment to maybe see if I can call up Declan, maybe get a highlight reel. I didn't know we were going to be able to do that.
You're already getting outfoxed. We'll reconvene in 2 weeks.
You just deny it, right?
Yeah, motion denied. Yeah, right.
Strike that from the record.
Right now,
you're on his side.
Doesn't seem that way.
I recall some of those quotes in there were me quoting other people. This is really taken out of context. Just saying.
So on that note, the prosecution is I'm going to close my case.
Close your case?
No. Rest my case. Rest my case. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
You're not calling witnesses?
Wait, you gotta call
those are his witnesses.
Those are his witnesses. The Reddit and the words of the defendant himself.
So now Walt will call witnesses, and Gidim will have the chance to cross-examine.
So Gidim calls a bunch of people we conveniently can't cross-examine?
You asked for this.
Yeah.
This is what you wanted.
Well, we could cross-examine me.
You?
It's going to happen. Don't worry. See, do you have a Casper mattress, right? Remember that mattress that Casper sent?
No,
You don't?
I don't.
Okay, well, you know where there's not going to be a Casper mattress? In jail. If BQ Quinn happens to lose this case, it could affect him big time. He's not going to be luxuriating on Caspers. He's going to be sleeping under. So probably he's going to be a prag. Somebody's going to take him as a girlfriend and make him sleep under their bed. No more Casper mattresses for Quinn. He's too pretty to go to jail. So what happens, buddy, is what we can maybe do if he does go to podcast jail, we're going to sneak him in a Casper mattress. We're going to get $50 towards any mattress purchase by going to casper.com/TESD. It's obsessively engineered. Despite what Walt Flanagan says, it's a new invention. Time Magazine called it one of the best new inventions of 2015. Would you like to invent a mattress someday? Wow, you stink today. Big time.
I never allergy.
You don't have any energy? We better get some energy. Isn't today your party?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saving it all for? Because you're lousing up these commercials. I'm a professional. I might have to drop you as a partner. Anyway, let's get back to the trial. And afterwards, go to Casper.com/TESD.
All right, so it is now the defense's case, right? Yep. It's my turn to now to dismantle.
Get him up.
This fucktard's prosecution.
You're right.
All right. My first witness, I'd like to call to the stand.
Hold on. Before you start your case, ask for a mistrial.
Okay. Under what grounds?
His entire case was hearsay. The entire case. He didn't call one witness.
Tell him, Steve Davetown, hearsay's loud.
It's a short episode if we don't allow hearsay.
Is Tell Steve Davetown in the United States?
No, it's a sovereign nation.
Yeah.
So I was going to say,
we seceded a while back.
He has a constitutional right to confront his accuser, which he can't.
Because we can keep out anybody we don't want to
on Reddit. That's where we discovered his thing. Is he went on Reddit and confronted his accusers.
We want it to be that TSD Town, we want to be able to approve who comes in and lives there.
Gotcha.
It's like if we live in America, you can't do that, right?
It's a gated community.
Yeah. It's like a co-op.
Yeah. All right. I call to the stand. I sell comics.
I'm going to my AIDS doctor.
Yes.
So Mike and Ming, you got to share a seat or share a mic. And we're going to be swearing everybody in on a hard copy of Making Hay.
Yeah, very rare. Rarer than the Bible, for sure.
Okay.
They should put one of these in every hotel room.
I sell comics. Step forward, please. Interlock hands and place them on the Bible. Place your other hand over your hearts. Do you, Mike and Ming, solemnly swear as a single soul inhabiting two bodies to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Can a felon be a bailiff? Is that allowed?
TSD Town. It's encouraged.
That hearsay evidence.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, I guess.
So both their hands are on the Making Hay book. You don't have to put your hands over each other's, guys. There's enough room.
Just you guys swear to tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You can be seated.
Could you guys please state your names individually so everybody knows who's speaking?
My name is Cliff Chen.
Ming. Mike Zapsik.
What do you guys do for a living, Ming?
Podcast, featured cast member of the AMC TV show Comic Book Men.
I work at the Secret Stash, and I'm also a cast member of Comic Book Men.
Okay. Comic Book Men, how would you describe that television show?
Reality TV show set in Kevin Smith's comic book store. It's been running for 6 seasons strong.
It would be fair to say that it has some comedic elements?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You both would agree to that?
Sure.
Okay.
Depends on who's on screen.
He's talking about you, Rob. Shut the fuck up.
And you guys are both on a podcast, correct?
Yes.
The name of the podcast?
I Sell Comics.
But you also have it's such a successful podcast that you guys have branched off into a sister podcast, right?
Spawned multiple podcasts, yes, such as the Ming and Mike Show.
Ming and Mike Show. And they both are, would you say, would fall under what category? I know I Sell Comics is
unlistenable. Is that a category?
Boom. I object, Your Honor.
No, you're objecting to the honor.
I would file under comedy.
Both podcasts?
Yes.
Okay, and that's why I've asked you both to appear tonight, because considering that you guys are both on a show, and how long is Comic Book Men? What season is it in?
6 seasons.
6 seasons. And your podcast, how long have they been running?
Since 2011, so 6 years.
So combined total of over a decade of comedy.
Yes.
12 years of comedy times 2. 24 years of comedy between these guys.
So you guys would be.
I just realized that.
You guys would be considered, if not experts, the next best thing to weighing in from some expert testimonial regarding my client on is if you find him humorous or if he is funny.
Absolutely. I believe
Yes.
we're experts on the field of comedy, yes.
You cannot find that ludicrous, Ming, but let's say yes.
Hey,
How much
what
did you?
side are you on?
How much did you pay for this expert testimony? They charge money, right? Like when an expert shows up, like they put him up.
Not in Tell 'em Steve, Dave Town.
The
No.
defense would pay,
Yeah.
for extra testimony.
Like everything else, I showed up for free, just because you guys asked me.
How long have you known the defendant?
I've known the defendant for 21 years, Your Honor.
And I've known him for 15.
Is it true that the defendant has coined a nickname for you, Mr. Zapsik?
Yes, a loving nickname for me. He calls me Chief.
And isn't it also true that even though he has climbed the ladder of success, he still hasn't forgotten that nickname and still will refer to you by it?
Hell yes.
What a memory.
Trying to humanize you here, right?
I see where you're going.
In the time you've known the defendant, would you be able to put a number on the times he's made you laugh?
Innumerable.
Yes. Incalculable.
Incalculable. Almost infinite.
And have you ever seen any signs of Mr. Quinn ever being unrelatable since his ascension to superstardom?
Not even a little bit.
So not even when he talked about the mansion tax.
No, he was.
What are you doing?
Seriously.
Hey, what the fuck?
Wow, get him. You sound a lot like Brian.
He's stapling papers over there, so Brian has to step in. What are you doing? Is that more important than what's going on right now, stapling a paper?
I'm not stapling the paper.
What is that noise?
He's like, I'm eating staples.
You should be stapling your stomach.
Boom!
That was funny.
I'm ready to roll right now.
In your own words, can you please describe to the courtroom why the Reddit comments were not warranted, why Mr. Quinn does indeed know funny, and how Mr. Quinn is still, to this day, relatable?
Without using the word sexy.
In my opinion, the Reddit comments are a product of jealousy. A lot of people are jealous of what you had, jealous that you've put in a lot of hard work that they are not able to put in themselves. And I disagree. As someone who's been slandered by such the same form.
Why the fuck aren't you objecting on speculation?
Because this whole case is speculation.
That's true. And
let him continue. Mike has
I'm going to discredit them in a minute, so.
He's about to start shredding, Q.
You get your testimony thrown out.
I personally disagree with many of these comments. I think they're just a product of a lot of jealous people. I think you've worked hard to where you've gotten to, and I still relate to you as a friend.
Haters with a Z?
Exactly. Haters with a Z.
All right, Mike.
Those people on Reddit, both my sons who are 11 and 13 say that Reddit is a haven for 12-year-old bitches who just go on there.
Like females? Or
no,
just,
like bitches with a Z, Brian.
Like, Dad, I got another list for you.
They go on there and Reddit loads me. So fuck
you.
'em. Oh yeah, Reddit. Get them delights in telling me, hey, there's a lot of hate for you on Reddit. And it's like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Get them in. Fuck Reddit too. So that's my opinion on Reddit.
Steve Dave Town, Minister of Information,
or of disinformation.
All right.
So.
Well, thank you for showing up here tonight. No further
I
questions.
just want to add one
Yes.
thing. When asked how many times Q's made you laugh over the years, you said how many?
Incalculable.
Incalculable. Ming, you said the same,
Immeasurable,
right?
yes.
Okay. I believe you said immeasurable, you said incalculable.
Right.
So I want to offer into evidence that even a Chinese man couldn't calculate how funny he is.
Yes.
Thank you.
and Oriental.
Oriental, some as terms, yes.
That's strong. That's strong stuff.
Mr. Chen,
Yes.
is it true you have romantic feelings for the defendant?
It is not true. We are good friends. We've known each other for over 20 years.
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Chen was under the spell of Marshall Manlove when he made those passes at my client.
I counter. He said he was not under hypnosis.
And I counter, he's always under the spell of man love.
What if the defendant put a hat on?
Let's put a hat on him right now. Let's put a hat on him. Let's see if Mr. Chen shows any chubbiness.
Yeah. Does he chub up?
That was on Get Him Chad.
Even if I did chub up, could you tell? But no, I do not feel any chubbiness. No.
Let the record show that if the hat doesn't cause a boner, you must acquit.
Wow, that rhymes so well.
Yeah. We're not talking about rhymes. We're talking about the truth.
I feel like Johnny Cochran worked on his a little longer.
Mr. Chen, how many podcasts would you say you do?
I write currently 3.
3, okay. And how many of those podcasts are listed by iTunes as comedy?
All 3 of them, sir.
All right, and how many of those podcasts are considered to be comedy by the listeners?
All 3 of them, sir.
Okay.
I told him not to do this. That you have to work with the man day in and day out. It's not worth it for the few laughs you're going to get.
I know. The very few laughs that he's getting.
Lastly, Mr. Chen.
I said no, get him.
I'd like to enter another piece of evidence.
Don't let him talk.
None. And how many laughs have you gotten on any podcast?
Here.
I don't give a shit. You're always on trial, get him.
Permission to treat this witness as hostile.
Permission to treat the prosecutor as a douchebag.
No, come on, I want the truth.
Come on now.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's getting out of order, brother.
Yeah.
Order to the court.
I'm going to have Troy start throwing people around.
I'm going to present a little bit of evidence to Mr. Chen.
Enter evidence.
I'm going to enter and present.
Okay.
All right. If you'll please pay attention to the speaker.
It's usually the other way around.
On multiple.
You're supposed to prove he's not funny.
Is that not the top 40 dance tune Ching Chong by Brian Quinn featuring?
Isn't that your ringtone?
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. That song should not be allowed into evidence because my client did not make that song. That was made by a listener.
This is not about your client. This is about Mr. Chen.
Well, what's the question? Get him.
Yes.
Mr. Chen?
Yes.
Are you a good judge or funny, or do you think that song is funny, or are you a race hater?
Traitor. Race traitor.
Race traitor.
But I didn't make this song.
I'm talking to
this is
Mr. Chen.
They sampled it.
This is the remix, which you're totally accountable for.
I think that tone was done in jest, and I actually do think it's very funny.
You were there that day, weren't you?
So you are a race traitor.
I'm not a race trader.
Wow, that's a bombshell right there.
There's a devastating blow, man.
Fell apart at the end there.
Now, Mr. Zapsik.
How do you say Uncle Tom in Cantonese?
I noticed your lovely wife isn't on stand nor in the gallery. Has she or has she not been introduced on ISC and Mike and Ming in an effort to salvage what is left and is now considered the funny one?
What? Wait a minute. Can you speak English on that one?
Yes.
Or at least
slow down, get him.
Slow down, get him.
He wants to know if I Sell Comics and Mike and Ming were doing so poorly that you introduced your wife so that you could raise the bar of humor.
Now, you're saying Gideon wants to know that, but that sure sounds like you want to know that.
No, I'm just trying to
suss out my
It's not like I wrote it.
No.
Oh, that sounded like a real. That sounded like a real courtroom, right?
Yeah.
That exasperation, that no, like flustered,
all right,
flummoxed,
overruled.
Next.
I digress. So now you were on Comic Book Men.
Yes.
That's considered a comedy show.
Yes.
And you've been on at least a few of the seasons that the others have been on.
Yes.
So that should make you a good judge of what is funny, correct?
Yes.
All right, so tell me, and please remember you're under oath. Are you considered the funniest one on the show?
No.
The second funniest?
No.
Third funniest?
No.
Fourth funniest?
Does that include Rob Bruce? Then yes.
Fourth funniest?
Actually, no. Fifth funniest.
So out of 4 people on a show, you're not even one of the top funny people.
How about 5?
So how can you testify?
How about 5? How about you do the math correctly?
So then how can you testify?
Kevin Smith, he's also a member of the cast.
He's
talking about main cast members.
So how can you testify what is funny?
I work with you every day, get him, and everything you say, not funny. So when Brian Q comes in, then I know what funny is.
So you're using get him as the bar. Whatever he says the opposite, you know is funny.
Exactly.
Oh, he turned that around on you.
Yeah, that was
Shows that
that
I'm
was
a
good.
pretty good barometer of what's funny then.
The state
in the
also pays-
opposite direction. Yes, absolutely. You are a great barometer.
Barometer of what's not funny, and also you're not on a trial, so why is that even relevant to the procedure?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, you fucked up with that question.
I'm trying to impeach the credibility of the witnesses here, or witness.
You don't have to explain yourself to the defendant.
Trying to explain myself to the audience. This is a teacher.
Do you have any more questions for them?
No, I'm done with this.
Your Honor, can I sidebar?
Sure.
Just one thing. I know this is a little unorthodox, but let me just ask one question of the prosecution. It's up to you.
Overruled.
Excellent.
No, go ahead. I'll sustain.
All right,
Go
cool.
ahead.
This gentleman sitting to my left, Brian Q. Quinn, did he not volunteer a bunch of stuff for you to get your teeth fixed?
We'll address that later on.
No, I'm asking you right now.
This will be addressed later on.
I'm asking you right now.
This will be addressed
Did he
later
or
on.
did he not just give you, out of the kindness of his heart, a bunch of stuff?
Right?
Yeah.
And how does that
What
prove
does this
he's
have to
funny?
do with anything? All right.
How does that prove he's funny?
The witnesses are shut up, counselor. The witnesses are excused. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mike,
guys.
go do your
Thank you,
PBR
guys.
podcast, you liar.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
I call my next witness to the stand, Mr. Simi.
Mr. Simi. All right, yeah, round of applause. That normally happens in court, right?
All right, Sim, we got this, baby.
He's in the hot seat.
Go on, Q.
Good evening, Mr. Simi. Can you please state your occupation?
I'm an executive producer in the original programming and development department at True TV.
And one of the shows under your guidance would be?
Impractical Jokers.
And on that show, Mr. Brian Quinn is a cast member?
Yes.
That title sounds
Objection,
so much
he's
more...
leading the witness.
What?
It's establishing credentials.
Yeah. I'm still reeling from the impressiveness of that title. It sounds so much better than unemployed.
I've had that too.
Now, for full disclosure, you have appeared on Tell 'em Steve Dave previously, correct?
Yes, one time.
And on that episode, were you presented with some television pitch ideas?
Yes, I was.
Can you tell the courtroom one of those ideas?
Yes. It was called Funerals with a Z.
Can you Ed, can you tell the courtroom your reaction upon hearing that pitch?
Yes, I thought it was terrible.
You kind of dismissed it and were condescending. That would be fair to say?
Yes.
What does this have to do with my show?
No objection, Your Honor.
Isn't it also true that pitch, Funerals, which was... Can you explain the pitch again to the listeners?
Sure, unrelated. You're the defense attorney, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, which are you supposed to testify for?
Honor, can the witness
I don't
please
want to have
answer
to
the
treat you as
question?
hostile, Mr. Simi.
That's fine. I'll...
Can you describe in briefly what the pitch was, what it consisted of?
Sure. I believe it was you go around and pretend that celebrities had died, and then Billy Eichner approaches people.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. As I recall in the pitch, Billy Eichner was not involved.
Oh, that's right. No, I would like to clear up once and for all. That was a joke, by the way. That a few people on Twitter got a little upset because Billy Eichner had a very similar idea on his show, but that was not that there was no connection between me appearing on the show and hearing that fantastic pitch of Funerals, and then Billy doing a similar idea later on his show.
Ooh, although, you know what? I didn't swear him in with the Tell 'em Steve Dave book. So.
You certainly did not.
Yeah, you could be lying right now. Oh, well.
So
we'll just have to hope.
But there was no connection.
No connection. I would have to, if I was to be honest, agree that there probably was no connection to that very strange, bizarre coincidence. But let's go back to your reaction to Funerals.
Sure. I'm glad that you're keeping your eye on the prize here.
Dripping with sarcasm and dismissive to the
Derision.
person you pitched it to, which, for full disclosure, would be me.
The defense.
Would you agree that it was your reaction was one of was a negative reaction, correct?
Yes, but in my defense, I know funny.
So you're saying
Which
that
is why I passed it on to Billy Eichner.
a show on your network would be the one would be say wasn't a funny bit then, right?
Ooh, whoever the executive of that show is.
The Billy Eichner show, which did that same exact segment.
As a segment, not a full show. I think as a full series, it was a terrible idea. But as one bit that could be executed by Billy Eichner, and it was a little different, but with his spin on it, it was made funnier.
No further questions, Your Honor.
What about fucking the successful practical jokers?
No further questions.
Built on my fucking...
Q, good luck in prison, buddy.
You're witness, counselor.
Put Sydney down here to answer for funerals.
As co-counsel, I just got to ask one question. What's the highest rated program on True TV?
Impractical Jokers.
Okay. Is the defendant cast member on Impractical Jokers?
Yes, he is.
No further questions.
The same thing happened at his racism trial, I remember.
Your Honor,
if he had come with a little bit of like humility and said to me like, you know,
This isn't
I
about him or
apologize.
funerals.
Yeah, but he still maintained
You're his lawyer.
that fucking arrogant tone of like it was terrible. No, I'm not.
I like his steadfast demeanor. I do like it, man. He forms an opinion and he sticks
He
with
shat
it.
on funerals, bro.
Your Honor,
Did the court stenographer get that down?
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like the witness to be sworn in.
Okay, Maxwell, do your thing. Simmy's hand is on the Bible. It should be the Torah, though, right? You don't give a fuck about the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, they don't do that, right? They would do even the Bible if you were in a real court, right?
The Torah is a Bible. We could just move on.
But they wouldn't switch Bibles out, would they?
I think they probably would. I've never
Only
been
upon your request, right?
possibly. I've never been in a court.
What about the satanic?
You're very combative.
Mr. Simmy, step forward, please. Matter of fact, I'll come to you. Right quick before you testify, I just want to say, big fan of your work. The only thing you're missing is a guy like me. You put a guy like me on True TV, ratings will go through the roof. Anyway, you swear to tell the truth and all that other shit? Cool. Call me, DM me, whatever. You can be seated.
Good evening, Mr. Simmy.
Hello.
Can you give me your first impression and basic history with the defendant?
It's like he's a nursery school teacher. Mr. Simmy, can I get the finger paints?
I know. I have a children's show on PBS. I'm sorry, what did you say about my impressions?
Can you give me your first impression and your basic history with the defendant, Mr. Q?
Sure. I've known Q for a little over 3 years, and I've worked with him on Impractical Jokers. We've become friends, and he's a good guy.
So you would say you know him pretty well?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty well.
So in your opinion, is he the funniest Joker?
Ooh.
You're under oath.
I am under oath. You know, it's like choosing between my children, and I have a son named Sal. No, I'm kidding. I would say it is a 4-way tie. I really do believe that.
Oh, come on, Simmy. You're under oath.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's the magic of the show. I'm not gonna. I'm telling it straight. Hey, I was honest about funerals. I was honest about your pitch. I'm
That's
honest
true.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I have permission to approach the defendant?
Oh boy.
Me?
Oh, this could be the bombshell. Yes, go on.
All right.
Why am I getting approached?
All right, Mr. Q.
Yeah.
Could you please say, "Hey, mustache, what's up?" while facing the
Do I have to do this?
Get him here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do
Say,
it.
"Hey, mustache, what's up?"
Hey, mustache, what's up?
All right. You heard him say that, Mr. Simmy?
I did.
All right. Now, could the defendant please say that again?
Can you explain?
I'm going to pass out.
Look at Simmy. He's getting red.
I'll tell you, I didn't see this one coming.
I asked again.
Do we have to tell people what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will. We'll explain
will.
to the listener what just happened.
Can you say that again, please, Mr. Defendant?
Hey, mustache, what's up?
Yeah, suddenly it's not working as well. I don't know.
All right, Mr. Simmy. Now, for those who didn't see, I held up a map of Staten Island behind the defendant. I'm going to return to my podium.
He's a good lawyer, man.
So, as you said, Mr. Simmy, which of those takes struck you as more or less funny than the others?
I thought it was funnier without the map. It made more sense.
Oh, this guy is honest to a fault.
And now it's been said before, you did endure a verbal barrage from Mr. Quinn, who thought the map being placed behind him would be the height of hilarity. I didn't say
funny.
Hillary.
Object, I
Mr.
never said
Redondo.
funny.
Objection. My client never said funny.
But he can't make up facts and then ask him to answer for them.
You thought the map being behind you was the height of hilarity.
No,
did
I
you not?
wanted the map behind me. I never said it was funny.
And yes, you did. You made the bombastic statement of "I know funny" during the same conversation.
But that doesn't
with
mean
Mr.
that
Sim.
applies to every single fucking conversation I've had about Simi in my life.
But that is the basis that you know what funny is. You made the statement that you know what funny is.
But those are two independent thoughts.
I stand by that, but I never said.
He's warming up to
one
this.
of those examples is having the map of
Go, get him, go!
behind
Go!
you is what funny was. Rather than having the sky, I want a map of Staten Island behind me because I know what funny is.
No, you're connecting two unrelated statements.
These are alternative facts. It's okay.
Yeah, you're presenting yourself as a straight up fibber. A fibber. You're creating two unrelated facts.
This is the testimony you've given on TESD before.
No. I never said that the map behind me was funny. I said I wanted the map of Staten Island there.
Why did you want the map behind you then?
Because I like to rep Staten Island.
Not because you thought it was funny.
Because I like to rep my hometown because I'm a fucking relatable common man who doesn't forget my roots. Staten Island, where I came from.
Move on, get him.
Yeah. Man, you don't like it. That kid have lost that round. Whose side are you on?
I told you, man. He fucked up. He fucked us on funerals.
Yeah, but I'm past that already.
No, I'm never going to be past it.
But what does that have to do with the map?
It was my idea.
Okay, you're right. That wasn't his fucking idea.
All right. I realize this.
Because I want to rep my hometown.
This is unorthodox, but I have a pitch for you, Simi, and it involves the Jokers.
Is that because I'm a Jew?
The Jokers, yes. That was a little subliminal dig at you.
I like that.
So it involves the Jokers, guys, right? They go into a bar with a hidden camera, and they try to pick up girls. And if they get a girl like real fast, like to get them their number, like get their number and get them out to the car, the Joker suddenly starts like shaming them, and we call it sluts with a Z. All right? And if whoever can make the girl cry is the winner.
Green Sounds light. Likable, right?
Am I still under oath?
All right, you could be excused. I'll give you some time to think about it.
Well, does he do? Is that? Are you
Yes,
done?
yes.
No further questions for Mr. Simi?
So, Counselor, you had no actual questions about Q. This is all just about funerals?
Yeah, it was.
The defense is on the trial.
If you had come in, we met each other earlier, you didn't even say anything about it. You didn't even say, hey, I was weird about that mix about funerals. You just were like I was going to sweep it under the rug and never even bring it up again.
Yeah, or 10 times.
Or derail my whole goddamn case about it.
I don't feel that what happened here with Mr. Simi is going to affect the outcome of the trial anyway.
Okay.
Hold on. So, Simi,
Troy, if you have some questions.
Simi, where do you live?
In Englewood, New Jersey.
No, he means an exact street address.
How far is that from here?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
So the defense had you travel an hour and 15 minutes
to
not address the actual matter at hand, but just to berate you again for not liking his idea of funerals.
No. It was dismissing funerals.
And then
I rep myself for this one.
And then just admitted that no matter what you said, it'd have no outcome on the case anyway. So you were called here just to be chastised.
Yeah, you're pretty much saying everything that just went through my head.
No, I thought Gidim had some good defense questions.
What are you talking about? He did horrible. I shut him down. He lied completely.
No, that map one was good.
The map one was a good shot. I'll give him that.
But Q's right. The map was never about comedy. It was all about ego.
But he did open the door.
Dude.
I love that he's still
That's what I say. He's a wild card. I can't. I don't know what he'd say if I really asked him.
I have a line. Yeah, all right.
No, it did pay off for you because what he thought was the smoking gun with the map backfired because, like you said, it was two independent thoughts.
Don't forget where
I know funny and what the graphic would be behind you were two independent thoughts. And you made yourself relatable by saying you want to represent your hometown.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it backfired on him.
Yeah.
Backfired on me?
What?
Backfired on me or
backfired
him?
on him.
Okay. I'll take that.
You didn't even bring anything up that was relevant, so it couldn't backfire on you.
Do you have any, Troy, as my co-counsel, if you have anything that you find that's so pressing?
No, the only thing I could offer is an apology for wasting your time.
Oh, where's my apology? Where's my apology? Where's mine? Where's mine? And he basically was like, "That's stupid. It sucks. It's horrible." And then a couple weeks later, on this network that he works for,
I'm here with Seth Rogen.
And then there's no not like, hey, that's a weird coincidence.
No, what you ought to do is,
I guess you do have a good idea once in a while.
The next trial by fire, Ants, should be if Simi knows funny for rejecting funerals.
You up for that, Simi?
And then maybe during that trial, you could ask me a bunch of questions about Q.
Would you be willing to come back down again in the future and go on trial by firing?
I'm always willing to come down here.
Yeah, well, he was subpoenaed tonight. He had no choice.
Exactly.
Well, I know you got to get out of here. That's why I really wasn't.
You're so full of shit.
That's real. I really wanted to get you out of here. I wouldn't be that rude.
No. I appreciate it.
Oh my God! Now that the fucking defense is pussyfooting around, come on, man, stick to your guns like Simi does. He's like, you suck.
I think funerals is a funny idea in a.
Let's just isolate that. Don't even talk about it. That's it. Sure. Thank you.
You're just going to cut it off.
Wow. All right, the witness is excused.
All right.
Thank you for coming in.
Of course.
Let's just. You know what? I'll give you an opportunity. Can you, in your own words, briefly explain to the jury why BQ is still relatable, why he is funny, and why the comments that you probably aren't even aware of.
Well, I heard them.
You heard them, yeah. Why they are unwarranted.
And why he won't give me Billy Eichner's phone number.
I think the video evidence speaks for itself. I think Q's a funny guy. You got over 130 episodes of Impractical Jokers. I mean, it's a good show.
So are the editors funny?
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
The defense did not request to be able to recall this witness.
I will say I think Q is very relatable. I think that's why people are drawn to him. And I think that when you have enough fans, you're always going to have some people out there who take issue with certain things. But I think by and large, he's definitely relatable. And he's going to talk about his life. Part of his life is meeting famous people.
Mansion taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of his life is at times unlikable.
Maybe the mansion tax isn't something.
Mansion tax wasn't about me. It was about a whole
about your money.
thing. It wasn't. The conversation wasn't even about me.
But I think he's relatable, and I think he's
context.
funny.
Okay.
Coming soon from Tell 'em Steve Dave. Purchase on Bandcamp.
No further questions.
Oh, wow.
I'm allowed to go back at him again, right?
No, you have to request permission to recall the witness.
No. He
was going to get.
He didn't recall the witness. The witness never will stand. There's direct, cross, redirect.
Oh, okay.
Jim, I want to thank you for proving that I continue to rep my hometown, that many other people disparage. And
who the fuck could forget? You talk about it every episode.
It's because I fucking rep my hometown.
All right. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
Mr. Simi, I mean, come on.
Mr. Simi.
Powerful.
The Staten Island map made no sense in the show open.
Did you see Brian Quinn up there on the stand? He looks tired, doesn't he? He looks worn out. Looks like he needs energy, just like you, since you have no energy. You know where a great place to get energy is?
What?
naturebox.com/TESD. They make snacks that are great and better for you, high quality ingredients. They made their service even better. Now you can order as much as you want, as often as you want, no minimum purchase, and you can cancel anytime. And right now you'll save even more. NatureBox is offering, Tell 'em Steve Dave audience, 50% off their first order when they go to naturebox.com/TESD. That's naturebox.com/TESD for 50% off your first order.
And whoever gave me the mug for Simi in the UK, I just gave it to him. He's holding it right now. He's taking it home with him.
Yes, it's amazing. Thank you.
Somebody made a mug with the opening credits with me in it with the map of Staten Island behind it. Excellent humor in the end.
Nice.
And I only say that because I know funny.
All right.
That's it. Good enough. Good enough for me.
I'd like to call it a stand. The next witness.
Sluts coming to True TV 2017. With a Z, of course.
Mr. Sunday Jeff.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is a witness I feel confident about. This is a guy who is squarely in my corner.
And here I am, in your corner.
Nothing but good vibes between me and Sunday Jeff.
Another Jew guy. I'm glad we have this non-denominational book.
Jew guy?
You guys.
All right. Maxwell, do your thing. He's got his head on the Bible.
Sunday Jeff, step forward, please. Out of respect for the witness, I've replaced the Bible with a gently used Blu-ray copy of Quentin Tarantino's 2009 smash hit, Inglourious Bastards. Sunday Jeff, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay.
You can be seated, sir.
All right. Can you please state your name?
Sunday Jeff.
And what do you do for a living, Mr. Jeff?
I work on the stash on Sundays.
Do you watch Impractical Jokers?
I do not.
Okay, you never.
Dismissed.
You've never seen it?
I've seen some episodes.
Okay. Well, all right. How about Tell 'em Steve Dave? You listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave?
Yes.
Not when you're on the episode.
Not, but like
as we're doing.
Not when we're doing it. But do you listen to episodes like when they drop?
Sometimes, not all the times, but I do. I listen to some episodes.
You're under oath.
You're under oath.
I am.
Okay. What's the last episode you listened to?
Didn't you guys go to a flea market?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
I don't recall.
Oh, that's a good one.
You
That's a good
recall.
answer.
What was your favorite bit on Tell 'em Steve Dave?
Let's see. Probably
the mansion
the
tax
roast.
talk?
The roast. Okay. And that was all about BQ, right?
Yes.
All right. In your own words.
I love that. Like he's going to put it in someone else's words.
Could you please explain to the courtroom why you believe the comments on Reddit were unwarranted? Why BQ knows funny, and why he is still relatable?
If you believe any of that. You don't know. You're asking leading questions.
What do you mean?
You're saying tell you why these things, but maybe he doesn't. It's supposed to be if, right?
All right. Change that to if. Rephrase it. Use inserting the word if.
Yeah, who's illegal now, cocksuckers?
Relatable.
You saw me hug that little girl here, right? Just
not only that. I mean, it's just,
strike that from the record, man. Yeah, she
badgering the witness.
She was screaming the whole time.
Prior to this, he was a fireman. A fireman saves lives.
That's not the first time this was mentioned.
He put his life in front of other people to save.
But he left that job for the quick buck.
He did, but it wasn't all.
Sorry, Peter.
For the glitz and glamour.
But you know what?
Quick buck.
He also, I'm sure he remembers his brothers, and he probably helps out his fellow firemen. Probably
he does. He just did a
benefit?
did a benefit pod for a little kid with no ears.
And I don't even know about that.
No.
I mean, he can't hear. Yeah, I'm sorry. He said ear implants.
Also, I believe he saved a couple of cats on the highway. I believe.
Mm-hmm. You believe?
He's got the key. He does have the cats.
Speculation.
So. He does have the cats. Mm-hmm. He still owns the cats.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, what is that now? Do any of those things make him funny? Which one are you?
Well, that makes him relatable and show that it's like a humanitarian
or humanitarian.
Humanitarian, whatever. That's it. I'm an As far as funny, listen. Every podcast that I've been on with Q has been usually a pretty good podcast.
But also, Walt and I were on those podcasts. So
true.
It's hard to tell.
True. But
objection, Your Honor. According to most statements, Sunday Jeff is the funniest one whenever he is on a pod.
Sunday Jeff said that?
No, it's been said by fans and listeners that Sunday Jeff is the funniest one.
It doesn't mean that other people aren't funny as well.
Maybe it's because of the supporting cast.
It's the little people that helps him.
Yeah, it's the little people.
All right, so you're here tonight to tell the jury that every time you've been on a podcast with BQ, he has never failed to not make you laugh.
That would be correct.
Wait, that's a double negative.
You should say never failed to not.
He has never failed to not to make you. He has never failed to make you laugh.
Correct.
Okay.
So should I strike that first answer?
Strike it. Keep it. Doesn't matter. We're winning this one, regardless of what happens. Is that it? You're done?
You're the one asking the questions.
I don't know. I mean, you still have you addressed everything I asked?
Well, I mean, I haven't known Q as long as you guys have. I've probably known about 6 years, and obviously that you see him on a regular basis. But like I said, the times that I've known him, also the times that we've done some of the live shows,
right?
You know, before they've called my name up there, I hear quite a bit of laughs when Q's talking. So, and usually people laugh when something is said that's funny.
All right.
Here.
No further questions. You're witness, counselor.
So, Mr. Sunday, Mr. Jeff, I would prefer to be called
Mr. Sunday. Yes,
Mr. Sunday.
Like ice cream. Remember?
So you stated under oath that you think Mr. Q is funny.
I didn't say I think. I said he is funny.
He is funny, and you enjoy funny things.
I work with you.
Whoa! It's the second time we've heard that tonight.
Boom.
Please answer the question.
But the state doesn't pay me to work here.
Please answer the question.
Oh, yeah!
Please answer the question, Mr. Sunday. Do you enjoy funny things?
Yes.
So, if you think Mr. Q is so funny, why don't you watch Impractical Jokers?
Because I believe it's on at certain times of the night. That's a little bit past when I need to wake up.
And all those times you remark about your wonderful phone and your DVR and everything, you can't take the time to hit record and watch it later, like you would a football game, which I know for a fact you do record and watch.
I know Q. I don't have to watch his show to know he's funny.
You said you enjoy funny things, so why not watch the show with him?
I expected more hostility from Simmy than Sunday Jeff.
Simmy's a cool cucumber, man.
You can't shake Simmy. That's why I didn't get my map. You can't rattle that guy.
Repeat your question, sir.
I said you say you enjoy funny things, and you stated that you think under oath that Mr. Q is funny, but you refuse to watch Impractical Jokers.
I didn't say I refuse. I says I just don't watch the show that much.
And then I asked you why, and you said, I'm not awake at the time when you could record it.
My time is limited.
Do I got a pen? I want to write notes for my guy.
My schedule may not allow me to watch as much TV as some other people.
What's that supposed to mean?
DVR or not.
Don't sit there with that look on your face. Don't you have any more questions for him?
What can he say? Look at him.
Mr. Sunday, have you seen every Abbott and Costello film?
No.
Boom. Two of the funniest guys ever made, and he hasn't fucking seen his
So
shit.
you're arguing that all their films are funny?
Yeah, I am.
All of them?
At least part of them. Absolutely.
Part of them?
Sure.
So then it doesn't matter that he didn't catch anything. If he didn't catch all of them, he caught the ones that are funny by your own admission.
What are you talking about? You don't know
You said that part of them are funny.
I've seen some of them. He asked me if I've seen all of them.
And he admitted that all of them are funny.
Not every part of the movie is funny. They have romantic subplots. Boom, in your fucking face, asshole.
Have you watched every funny thing ever made?
No.
Okay.
Have you seen any funny women in prison movies lately?
No.
Okay.
All right, no further questions.
That was the point we had to make.
For Mr. Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff. Thank you.
Not a problem. Got this one.
Feeling good about my odds here.
All right, my next witness, I'm calling to the stand, Chris Lodondo.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right, enough fraternizing with the witness.
Chris Lodondo, step forward, please. Place your hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and stick around even if some spooky shit breaks out? You can ninja kick a meth-fueled homeless man on a subway, but you can't go roadhouse on Casper? Don't make no damn sense, boy.
I do.
Be seated.
Okay. Can you please state for the court your name, your full name?
Thank you.
Hey, you looking like tough. What? I'm not allowed to say something like friend? Sorry.
Massage?
Oh.
Christopher Lodondo.
A little tense, bud.
Do you have any aliases?
Chris Lodondo.
You're under oath.
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Okay. All right, moving on.
A roast master? Yeah.
How long have you known the defendant?
I think about 11, 12 years. But I was introduced to him by Sal when he was in the Fire Academy.
By the Fire Academy, okay.
He had a shaved head, I remember. So
2005.
Yep.
Isn't it wax on about how fucking handsome he was the way you two were going at it? Just sound like Mike and Ming. It was awesome.
You share the same chair as well?
Isn't it true that you were at the conception or birth of Impractical Jokers, quote, when they were called the Tenderloins?
Yeah, I helped with the earlier sketch videos and the sizzle reel for which became Impractical Jokers. I was a cameraman.
So you've seen the rise of the Tenderloins,
Absolutely.
becoming the Jokers, becoming the phenomenon,
Absolutely.
the world-known,
I
world-renowned.
knew
Jokers.
then, sir, that they were funny.
You knew then?
Yes.
That they were funny. Okay.
Do you know now?
Huh?
Do you know now?
Absolutely.
Now, for full disclosure, you've been in this very courtroom before, haven't you?
I have.
During the trial of Bono Gate, correct?
Right.
And how did that trial turn out?
Not well.
You actually lost that trial, correct?
I did.
Well, you lost it with a smile and a laugh because of your sense of humor.
Absolutely.
Which you put on display marvelously on the Tell 'em Steve Dave Vinylcast 2 2016 birthday roast of Mr. Brian Quinn, correct?
Thank you, yes.
Available on merch table.
You did a set that
was better than Doug Stanhope's, I know.
was very well received, right? By the ant community, you would say. I mean, you really shine that evening, and I believe that's why I could call you here tonight as an expert witness on comedy based upon your performance that evening.
Absolutely.
When the fuck is this human centipede of dick sucking going to fucking end?
This can continue.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ. You're handsome. You're funny. What the fuck? Come on, get to the heart of the matter.
Do you have? And now you had so much material that evening. Didn't you have some more jokes that you could offer?
Well,
just to show the courtroom your abilities and why you would be labeled an expert.
I actually wrote 2 roasts after that, like
to no one in particular.
Yeah. I have an Impractical Jokers roast ready. If
Can
that
you
ever
just
happens.
give us a couple of your best material, just to squash any rumblings that you may not deserve to be sitting in that seat right now?
Okay.
I'd ask the witness to refrain from making any Stacey Patella jokes if she's a snowflake, and I won't have it.
I mean, I have an Impractical Jokers roast, and I have a Get 'em joke.
Just give me two of your. Just give us two of your best
this is so
jokes.
good. I mean,
they're all so great. It's like Sophie's Choice here.
Okay, let's see. Get 'em. Steve Davis here, ladies and gentlemen. He thought the mannequin challenge was drilling a hole into one and fucking it. Nobody?
I'm in. I like it.
All right, you got one more?
I got a fat joke for Practical Jokers fans.
Go
Is that all
ahead.
right?
Go ahead. It's your call.
No, I really
a fat
should.
joke about Get 'em?
No, about Impractical
Go
Jokers
ahead.
fans.
We can always clip
about my fans.
About your fans.
I won't have it.
Yeah, then you know what?
I won't have it.
All right.
Nothing to watch.
Okay, well, this is going to taint the jury that he's not really an expert. If they didn't listen to the vinyl cast.
Well,
Can I say something though? Can I say something? I would rather go down in flames and be banned from this show than have fans of Impractical Jokers, my fans, disparaged in any way, shape, or form.
Even if it's a joke.
Objection,
that's
prejudicial.
relatable.
Even if it's a joke, because
those flames are going to last a while because those fat asses' fat is going to burn.
No,
like
I'm
whale
just
oil.
saying, you don't know what mindset. You might say something that upsets someone, and
you won't have.
They might sit
not
on
my
you.
fans. I'd rather lose this case than have my fans.
All right. So then, so you've kind of been cut off at the knees here, Chris.
Well, I prepared a statement if it's okay for the court.
Well, so in your own words, please explain to the jury why
you would make a dumb mannequin joke. You could have picked any of them.
Why
they're really bad.
Why you're here tonight to defend BQ's honor?
Okay, well, the charge of Quinn not being funny is ridiculous. He's on one of the top-rated TV comedy shows on 2 continents.
Mm-hmm. As far
as being relatable, I mean, he still lives on Staten Island. Mm-hmm. There have been a number of celebrities that lived on Staten Island over the years, from the famed Barrymores to Martin Sheen, Paul Newman, Robin Quivers, Steven Seagal, Alyssa Milano, Christina Aguilera, Theo Rossi, Pete Davidson, and Larry Harmon, a.k.a. Bozo the Clown. All those people moved off of Staten Island, not Quinn.
No.
Drives a Jeep Wrangler, not a Cadillac or any other luxury cars. Continues to support the FDNY and their families.
Let him go. Hey.
Not an IROC or something.
Come on.
Continues to support the FDNY and their families. He's on record saying being part of the FDNY was the proudest moment of his life. Mm-hmm. Takes time out of his busy schedule every week to record Tell Him Steve Dave when he could be knee-deep in menopausal pussy. He wants to hang out with Get 'em, despite Get 'em ignoring him and putting him on this trial.
Again, how does this make him relatable to any normal human being?
Because he wants to fucking hang out with you.
Again, how does that make him relatable to any normal human being?
Charity makes you relatable.
Exactly. He has modest hobbies like photography and finger banging women while listening to contemporary working class music such as Bon Jovi. Who even finger bangs at middle class level anymore? Probably the most down to earth joker besides Sal and Murray.
Stop him. It's all a roast.
He doesn't
percentile.
He doesn't kiss celebrities' ass on Twitter like some people.
Are you kidding me?
That's all he does. I saw him sucking balls when he was over
some
in the UK.
people. We won't mention.
Do with this picture what you will.
Makes the ant salute at every live IJ show. The man knows his roots. Wears Tesdy merch on camera to promote the common man or common woman or gender fluid or whatever species Get 'em is. Podcast.
He's fucking inserting his agenda.
Visited an ant meetup in the UK.
Oh.
Which they're like the Beatles out there in Practical Jokers.
Or the monkeys. We haven't decided.
When stopped on the street, he always takes time to take pics with fans. Willing to do live Tell Him Steve Dave shows for far less money than his IJ appearance fees because he genuinely enjoys the connection with the ant community, the common people. He is not as well off as you think. True TV is not a major network. He splits his money with 3 other partners, plus agents, managers, and taxes. Non-scripted format TV.
What is your fucking accountant?
I'm making a case. I'm making a case. I know things.
Because I don't want to get this on. I don't want to have a mistrial because of you going off on.
You telling how common he is?
No, but like speculating on his finances.
There's no
right. That fucking Q gets audited thanks to the trial.
Never in a real courtroom. Non-scripted format TV is non-union. This eliminates money-making opportunities every time IJ is aired, and we all know how fucking many times IJ is aired during the day.
Certainly not enough because Sunday Jeff can't ever catch it. It's always on before after his bedtime.
He's too busy.
If anything,
what time's he go to bed?
If anything,
it's not at 2 in the afternoon.
If anything, Q is being exploited by corporate America.
A harsh indictment of True
Unfortunately,
whoa, I'm a victim.
He's a total victim. Unfortunately, he's too far down the rabbit hole and has to take advantage of every money-making opportunity that may present itself.
Is it too late to change lawyers?
Wait, ready? There's no pension plan in showbiz or 401k. He has to pay for his own health insurance. No paid sick leave or vacation days. In conclusion, Your Honor, free Brian Quinn.
Yes!
My cousin Chris over there.
Wow, buddy. Wow.
So, Mr. Pussy, I'm surprised you were calling yourself. As we're
wait, don't lose it because everyone's laughing.
As we're trying to determine what's funny, not scary. Mm-hmm. Withdrawn.
I didn't write withdrawn.
That's like a mannequin joke. Go ahead, keep going.
You guys are even now.
So you said it before. You were in sketches with the members of the Impractical Jokers / the Tenderloins years ago.
Yes.
Okay. Are you on the show Impractical Jokers now?
No.
And you said that's one of the funniest shows that's around, right?
That's why I'm not on it.
Oh, okay. So what's your theory? Your theory is why you're not on is you're not funny.
I'm not funny.
He was a cameraman for the Tenderloins.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he said he was in sketches.
Yeah, but I was a cameraman primarily.
But you've been in sketches, you said?
Some.
Okay. So, and you said your theory is why you're not on the show is because you're not funny. That's what you stated?
Sure. And I have a day job.
All right. Now, I noticed you haven't brought up feminism.
You turned down IJ for that college thing? You're constantly bitching about on Twitter?
No, I'm not there. I love it. I'm too far down the rabbit hole.
All right. I noticed you haven't brought up feminism, Trump, or being a vegan in the last 2 minutes. Are you feeling okay?
Feeling great. Look at me.
You need a recess
I look good,
post
don't
on
I?
Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. No, I said, do you need a recess?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I already took a selfie in my car earlier.
All right. Now, as my colleague said, you did perform pretty well on the BK birthday roast.
Thank you. Yes.
BTK. We're gonna be roast.
That's your roast.
So now, did you, in fact, and please remember you're under oath, write your own material?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any proof of that? Because what you presented recently is not that funny, as evidenced by the crickets we heard.
Well, I did.
For you, jerk off.
Yeah. I did ask a couple of comedians advice on roast when I prepared it, but they all answered academically what you need to do. Nobody gave me a joke. But actually, Sal...
So your proof is that you spoke to other comedians
I did.
before
Well, yeah.
you...
Nobody gave me jokes.
For your roast material.
I asked advice from Sal and Jiggy. Sal at the last minute says, "Who do you want me to make fun of? I'll do it for you." And by then I was like, "No, I'm good. I think I got it."
All right. So now, do you have any witnesses that you wrote this roast material?
He's not a trial. Objection. He's not a trial.
I'm going after his credibility.
He's going after his credibility, Q.
I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, but he's asking for witness. He's not a trial.
I mean, he was provided. He was
on the road.
But he was
assumed everything.
I really don't need him to answer the question because he has stated that he doesn't know what funny is. So how can he?
He was speculating like crazy, though.
He didn't say he doesn't know what funny is. He said he's not funny.
Oh, he's not funny. So then he doesn't know what funny is.
No,
fuck. I don't know how to mine diamonds.
I know how to
but
fly
I know
a
what a diamond
plane,
looks
yeah.
like. Right.
Yeah.
Of course you do. You get some African kids.
If I would have put glass or a real diamond in front of you, you could tell the difference.
Whose side?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I know. I'm still kind of burning about you saying like you want a new lawyer when Chris came up.
I'd like to withdraw that straight.
It replaced his semi-ire.
Man, I don't know how to fucking fight terrorists in a building, but I love watching Die Hard. What the fuck's that got to do with anything?
Again, well, how would you know what a terrorist is?
We know. We all know.
I'm done with this witness.
Proves nothing, and then he sends him away.
You're done?
Yes.
Anything, Troy, for what would I go back with him to follow up on?
Following the roast, did you receive a lot of comments on your roasting abilities on Twitter or other social media?
I did.
Would you say it's fair to say that it was almost universal praise?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Were there many detractors?
There were some people that maybe...
Okay. Did the praise well outweigh the detractors?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I would say that most people who follow them would be in agreement that you do know funny and you are funny.
Objection. We never even proved that he did his own material. There is no proof entered into evidence.
He doesn't have to enter proof into evidence. Like Quinn said, he's under oath.
So he can't perjure himself?
Can you prove he's perjuring himself?
Can you prove that he wrote his roast?
I don't have to prove he wrote his roast. Neither does he because he's under oth.
Well, why do I have to prove that he can perjure himself?
I think he already perjured
Can't I just call him a liar and be done with
it? Purging himself all day.
I'll tell you that I wrote...
you should start purging a little bit.
I did write those jokes because...
Thank you, Sunday Jeff.
That plastic thing pop out
Get
of his stomach.
I did write those jokes because for 11, 12 years, I got to see this guy be funny. So it kind of rubbed off on me. I have good company.
Wow.
It or he?
Powerful final statement.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
What are you doing?
No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Come on.
He did perjure himself, though, on the stand, though.
How?
When I asked him about his aliases, he did not reveal...
That's because he lost the name Ghost Pussy. Technically, he's correct.
Yeah, it's like having a sealed arrest. Can't introduce it.
Really?
Oh, it's
How did he lose it? I can't remember.
His trial.
That was my punishment. The punishment was to state an apology to iTunes, to you.
Right. Oh, and then we would never call you that anymore?
Yes.
Oh, we have not followed through with that, have we?
Yes.
That's on us.
You've reached the end of the trial of Brian Q, Part 1. Tune in next week for Part 2, where there's even more slings and arrows against our boy.
You say I don't know what I'm doing. I say I don't know where you've been. I don't care for agitation anymore. Take it back this time again. Just come back this time, my friend. You ask me all my whereabouts, and I lie again. Handfuls of my hair I'm tearing out, while I die with it. Run away, oh, I'll start again on my own, miles away. I will be a victim, a memory in your head.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.